It is going to be Angola versus the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the quarterfinals stages of the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first teams to book their places in the quarterfinals of this particular tournament after qualifying yesterday and making some history in the books of African football. Thank you. Welcome to the platform again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fabiano Deco, and you are welcome to our daily magazine program, AFCON Daily, on this particular medium. Thank you again. Thank you again. And today we bring to you a round of 16 matches, marking another yet interesting day of play in this particular tournament in the continent. It is, of course, Equatorial Guinea to lock horns with. Guinea as well. Our late fixture for tonight is going to see the Pharaohs of Egypt lock horns with the Leopards of the Democratic Republic of Congo. I want to tell you about some important and interesting football news that is coming from the United Kingdom. It is, of course, the victory of Maidstone side against Ipswich, which is, of course, a professional football side. They were beaten by, part-timers, and they call them amateurs. That is, of course, Maidstone. And the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because of their coach. The coach of Maidstone side comes from Ambazonia. He comes from Southern Cameroon, and his name is Elokobi. Elokobi side, they saw Ipswich out of the FA Cup round, which took place yesterday, Saturday. Thank you for very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will be talking Equatorial Guinea versus Guinea. This match takes place at exactly 6 p.m. West African time. And yes, of course, at the 60,012 capacity stadium. That is, of course, Olympique Alassane Ouattara in Abidjan. The referee for that game is going to be Kuma Katan Omar from Somalia. He's going to be the officiating officer for that particular encounter. For Guinea, Equatorial Guinea, they had a series of, they suffered some kind of non-payment of their qualification bonuses prior to this tournament. But however, we know that the Equatorial Guineans, they went past that level in order to make sure that they are in fine form and keeping momentum very high. Equatorial Guinea topped their group. Of course, they top one of the most toughest group in this particular competition in, of course, seeing the presence of teams like Ivory Coast and Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, the 8th final that they have taken part in their last 3 campaigns. Yes, it is, of course, that is, of course, the statistics we are bringing to you out there. And, they were not among the top 10 most favorite teams to win this particular trophy. Equatorial Guinea is, of course, like a surprise to everybody. But they have been able to demonstrate their strength. They have been able to show the world that they have what it takes to lift the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, their counterparts are Guineans, of course. They qualify as a 3rd place team from Group C, and they are also a victim of non-payment of qualification bonuses by their football association. I don't know what is happening with Africa. Africa, non-payment, promises upon promises. But however, they said they will go past this level, as we got from the Guinean media, which said their training session prior to this particular encounter, this round of 16 game against Equatorial Guinea, their training session never took place because of non-payment of their bonuses, which was promised by their football association. That one is not a good start because their spirit is low. That would have been a very good motivation for the Guineans. But however, they are in this particular encounter. and they have as well lost their two previous round of 16 games. Are they going to see another defeat here? It is a question that we'll be begging for answers at the end of this particular encounter. Players to watch, of course, striker and highest goal scorer for the tournament as we speak. It is, of course, Emilio Nsu for Equatorial Guinea. He stands head up and shoulders high as top scorer since from the group stages of this tournament. Is he going to add more goals to his tally? Is he going to add more goals, take more goals to the bank? Of course, that question will be answered at the end of 90 minutes when this game begins. I would also like you to put eyes on 22 years old midfielder Agubu Kamara, who has opened scoring in each of Guinea's last 3 victories. He is, of course, a player we will want to watch this particular evening, ladies and gentlemen. And the very hot statistics I'm giving you out there right now is the 7 of Guinea's last 8 games, including friendly matches. They have produced less than 3 goals. These two sides have never played against each other. It is their very first time they are meeting each other in this particular encounter. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fabiano Deco. I am, of course, your humble servant, bringing to you African Cup of Nations updates and why not match preview statistics and head-to-head meetings. It is going to be at exactly 6 p.m. West African time in a 60,012 capacity stadium where Kuma Katan Omar is going to be our referee from Somalia. He will be officiating that particular encounter. Yes, at the Start Olympic Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan. See you in our next very important match, which is going to be the Pharaohs of Egypt versus the Leopards of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Don't go away. I'll be right back. 7 times African champions, the Pharaohs of Egypt, they have a very looming campaign as they have pulled a point each in their last 3 games, making them going through to the round of 16 with just 3 points. From the group stages, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another game, another fixture for tonight. It is, of course, our main event for tonight, Egypt versus the Democratic Republic of Congo. This match is going to be played at the Stade Laurent Pokou in San Pedro in a 20,000 capacity stadium. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, and it is, of course, at 9 p.m. West African time. Our referee, the central referee for that game, he comes from South Africa, and his name is Abongile Tom. That is, of course, our central referee for that particular encounter at exactly 9 p.m. West African time. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pharaohs of Egypt, they have not had a good campaign as they lost their talisman, Mohamed Salah, to injury during their second game. They are yet to record a victory in this particular campaign, making 3 draws from their group stages. Salah's absence may not be felt as other Egyptian players have been able to pull their last 5 goals, which they have actually scored 6 from their last 6 goals. Other players were able to score 5. Therefore, Salah's absence may not be too impactful or too fatal for their progress. But ladies and gentlemen, they were eliminated from this particular this level in their history only in 2019. 2019, the Pharaohs of Egypt were eliminated at the round of 16. However, we are yet to see if they will qualify or they will be packing their bags and leaving at this particular tournament. And they have reached their finals. They have reached finals in their 5 of their last 6 African Cup of Nations campaigns. And psychologically, they have a psychological boost for their history, and why not their wobbling form. Ladies and gentlemen, you would like to know that the head-to-head meeting between these two sides has been overwhelming, despite the fact that the Pharaohs of Egypt, they have not a good form this particular season, but their head-to-head meeting against their direct opponent, the Leopards of Congo, is a great incentive. And the Leopards of Congo, ladies and gentlemen, they also drew their three group games, making them qualifying with just 3 points at this particular level. It is, of course, a very low scoring side. The Leopards are looking for a victory, which is going to be history in the making for their own side. Head coach Sebastien Desabre, they have won just one game out of their last 10 matches. It is, of course, a very, very poor results there. Nevertheless, from their last 10 international matches, they have won just one particular game. And 9 of these games, of their previous games, produce less than 3 goals. This is, of course, what is happening to the Sebastien Desabre's men. Are they going to make history? Are they going to turn the tides? Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking forward to key players like Mustafa Mohamed for the Pharaohs of Egypt, who has scored in all 3 games and has been able to record 2 assists and has scored in all 3 games of the African Cup of Nations. And for his last 6 matches, Mustafa Mohamed has scored 4 goals and 2 assists, therefore making him a part of contributing in every goal that has been scored for the Pharaohs of Egypt in their last 6 games. For the Leopards of the Democratic Republic of Congo, we are looking at Silas. Of course, Silas, he is the one who could be a threat to the Pharaohs' defense. Silas, of course, he scored the lone goal. He scored the lone equalizer against Morocco. This is, of course, a very important game we need to watch. And Silas, who played for Stuttgart, has recorded so many goals to his credit, ladies and gentlemen. It is, of course, a very important game to watch. These 2 sides, ladies and gentlemen, they have met for their last 5 meetings. The Pharaohs of Egypt, they beat the Democratic Republic of Congo 4 times. Meanwhile, they had to go separate ways with 1 point each. That is, of course, the head-to-head meeting. That's why I told you that despite the form of the Pharaohs of Egypt, they are so confident that their opponents are not really a threat to their progress. Is that going to be true? We are yet to see another encounter which is going to make history in this particular tournament. Nevertheless, football for the African Cup of Nations does not depend on past history or past glory. It is, of course, on the pitch. The Pharaohs of Egypt, they are the highest nation that has lifted this particular tournament with 7 trophies, 7 African Cup of Nations in their bank. Of course, the Democratic Republic of Congo, they are looking forward to creating an upset here and rewriting history in their favor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fabiano Deco. It has been a pleasure in your company. Of course, it is going to be at exactly 9 p.m. West African time at the Stade Laurent Pokou in San Pedro, Ivory Coast, in a 20,000-seater capacity stadium. Abongile Tom is our central referee for that particular encounter, and he comes from South Africa. It is, of course, a very splendid one for us out there. However you are watching the game, I wish you the best for the team you are supporting. It is African Cup of Nations Daily, your daily magazine program, every time on this platform. I will see you again tomorrow on this particular topic when we talk about the African Cup of Nations in yet another round 16 games. Have a nice time. I wish you a happy weekend and stay blessed. Bye-bye.